Okay, hello boys and girls. Today, while you are at home, we're going to take a look at powers of 10, or multiplying or dividing by powers of 10. And so I'm going to show you a couple shortcuts that you can use while you're working with the number 10, or a power of 10 to help you multiply or divide really easily. So if we're on page 10 of our Unit 1 packet, and we're going to look at this top chart first. So you can see here's a column of the powers of 10. So a power of 10 is anything that you can get to by multiplying or dividing by 10. So like 10 is a power of 10. 10 times 10 is 100, that's a power of 10. 10 times 10 times 10 is 1,000, that's a power of 10. And when you multiply by powers of 10, it can be really easy to do if you know a trick. So if you take a look at this first row, 1 and 24 hundredths times 1 is just 1 and 24 hundredths. Now, the next row is 1 and 24 hundredths, same number, times 10. Now, you'd be tempted to say, oh, you can just write it off to the side and then multiply by 10 and go through that whole process. However, there's a shortcut. So if you're multiplying by 10, all you have to do is move the decimal point of the number that you're multiplying by once to the right. That's all you have to do. So it would be 12 and 4/10. Now I know I have to move only once because there is 1 0 in 10. So similar thing, next row. If we want to do 1 and 24 hundredths times 100, we would move the decimal point to the right twice, 1, 2, because there are 2 zeros in 100. So 1 and 24 hundredths times 100 is 124. So notice the products are changing each time by 1 decimal place. The next one, well, 1 and 24 hundredths times 1,000. There's 3 zeros in 1,000. And we would move the decimal point 1, 2, 3 times. Now, you can see here there's no number, so we put a 0 there to hold the place. So the answer would be 1,240. The next one, 1 and 24 hundredths times 10,000. There's 4 zeros. So we're going to move the decimal point 4 times to the right. Now we're moving it to the right because we're increasing the value of the number. When you multiply by a power of 10, one that's greater than 1, you're going to increase the value. So that means we're going to move the decimal point to the right. Okay. Next one, 1 and 24 hundredths times 10,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move the decimal point 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to annex those zeros, and we'd get 124,000. Next one, million. There's 6 zeros. We move the decimal point to the right 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'd have to annex 4 zeros. So it'd be 1,240,000. Last one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Move the decimal point 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You'd have to annex 5 zeros. 12,400,000. So you can see if you're multiplying by a power of 10, it's easy to do if you know this little trick. Now, these are also powers of 10, but they're less than 1. So when you multiply by a power of 10 that's less than 1, you're going to move the decimal point in the opposite direction. So you're going to move it to the left. All right. Now, 12 and 4/10. If I multiply by 1/10, you can see here there's only 1 0 in that number as well. So we'd move the decimal point to the left once. Now we're moving it to the left because the value of the number is decreasing because this power of 10 is less than 1. This is 100th times 12 and 4/10. We have 2 zeros, so we're going to move the decimal point twice to the left this time. Again, we're moving to the left because that number is less than 1. And it's going to decrease the value of the number. Same thing with 12 and 4/10 times 1,000. 1, 2, 3. We're going to move the decimal point 3 times to the left. 1, 2, 3. And you'd get 124 10,000ths. Last one. Move the decimal point to the right, or to the left 4 times. We have to annex 2 zeros here. And we'd get 124 hundred thousandths. So as the power of 10 gets less and less, it's going to cause you to move the decimal point more and more times. All right, now I'm going to have you try some of these problems. We're going to do some together, then I'm going to have you try some on your own. So for example, an oak tree is 1.5 or 1 5/10 times 10 meters tall. How many meters tall is an oak tree? So to do this one, I'm going to write 1.5 times 10. Okay. Now, there's only one zero in this number, so I'm going to move the decimal point once, and I'm going to move it to the right because I'm increasing the value of the number because I'm multiplying by 10. So I'd get 15. So the oak tree would be 15 meters tall. Titanic was 2 7/10 times 100 meters tall. There are 2 zeros and 100, so I'm going to move the decimal point twice to the right because I want to increase the value of the number, and you get 270 meters long. Okay. All right, we're actually going to go to the next page real quick to try a couple more, and then you can do the rest on your own. So looking at page 11. On page 11, we're going to look at this hailstone. So the largest hailstone is 2 times 1/10. So I'm going to write that out. 2 times 1/10. I have 1 0 in that number. So I'm going to move the decimal point to the left once. Now you see there's no decimal point here for that number 2, but I can always put a decimal here. That's where the decimal point would be for 2. And I'm going to move it once to the left because this number is less than 1, so it's going to decrease the value of the answer. It's going to be 2/10. 2/10 of a meter for the largest hailstone. And the last one we're going to try is number 9. 1 5/10 times, this would be 1/10,000th. We're going to move it to the left because this number is way less than 1, 4 times. So move it to the left 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have to annex 3 zeros. So the answer is going to be 0, 0, 0, 1, 5 meters. This one's also meters. Okay. So on your own, I want you to try the ones we didn't do. So that's going to be numbers 3 and 4 in the front, and numbers 5, 6, 8, and 10 on the back. Again, I want you to try these on your own, and then you can look at mine to check your answers when you're done. If you have any questions, send me a message, and have a great day.